you so much for taking the time. Let's jump right into it. President yesterday had a woman fainting behind him who was trying to get health care. She didn't get it in time, fainted right away. What more can you say?
What a great way to start off the story. I know you guys laugh.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm here for.
That
So,
awesome.
the president not really giving us a timetable on when this thing can be fixed, but we got a tech surge going on.
Oh, but there's a website problem.
Yes.
We force you to buy a product you don't want on a website that doesn't work, and then we'll tax you if you don't buy it. So this is really stunning. You know what I say when I've been back home is, why wasn't the President of the United States the first customer to sign up for this great healthcare program? I mean, you'd think he would have a rose garden ceremony.
Exactly.
And he would announce it, I'm going to be customer number one to sign up for this great Obamacare. But that hadn't happened.
Now, you know, and people are going to be mad at me if I don't ask. Congressmen also, or Congress and their staff also exempt. Now, you had an amendment that did pass the House that would have pushed you into Obamacare.
Yeah, I mean, my bill basically says what the law says. The administration, through this agency, basically exempted the president, political appointees, Congress, and their staff, which I think is unconscionable. This is the height of hypocrisy in Washington, that we're not going to apply the same laws to us, and particularly one that's this bad. You know, and if it's so great, why isn't the president signing up for this? Or Nancy Pelosi, for that matter, or Harry Reid? They want to exempt themselves from the law. And that's what angers a lot of people out there.
And I think that, you know, Americans want to give this a try. There's a lot of people that, you know, regardless of how bad you
if they can get on the website.
That's the thing. They cannot get on the website. And the people that need it most, like this poor gal who is pregnant and is a diabetic, she faints right away because the president is going long in his speech. I mean, and then she comes back and she says, oh, well, I was just so proud I was able to faint at that speech. I'm really excited about, you know, accessing health insurance once they get that website working.
You know, it's been an abysmal rollout of Obamacare. My only concern was that the media is too focused on blaming Republicans for the shutdown and not focusing on the fact that this Obamacare rollout has been a disaster.
Was that the Republicans' fault, do you think, by you know, not allowing that to happen?
No,
I mean, there's a lot of people that say the Republicans were fighting the wrong fight with the CR.
Well, we actually initially going in wanted to fight over the debt ceiling, and it turned into the CR, and you know it was what it was. But the media certainly is not helpful, and they say it's all our fault. Even though Reid, you know, everything we passed, he would not even entertain it. He would table everything we passed. So look, you know, it hurt us, I think, and people are blaming us for the shutdown. But I think the focus right now needs to be on Obamacare and how bad it is. But also, as we go back up there, a long-term solution that just doesn't talk about solely discretionary spending, but mandatory entitlement spending. That's what we really need to be focused on here, because that's 3/4 of the budget that can't be touched right now. And if we can't get a handle on that, we'll never get this budget under control. We just busted the cap for $17 trillion in debt. And I got 5 kids. I know you got kids, grandkids, and I don't want them to have to inherit something like that.
And that is the argument. You know, it's not us that are necessarily going to be directly affected. It's our children, it's our grandchildren, it's our great-grandchildren. All right, let me take a quick break. When we come back, I have to ask you, since you are the chairman of the Committee on Homeland Security, your thoughts on the president's nominee for Secretary of the Homeland Defense. Now, we thought it might be Sheila Jackson-Lee. I know you were probably a little disappointed in that. It's Jeh Johnson. I'll get your thoughts, but first let's check traffic and weather together. He's in Houston today. Thank you for taking the time, getting up early. I know that morning is not necessarily your favorite time of the day, but we love. Can we turn on the Congressman's microphone here? Do that. Thank you, sir. But we appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
We talk about Obamacare. Let me just for a moment talk about the president's nominee for Secretary of Homeland Defense, Jeh Johnson. What do we know about this guy? He's a Pentagon lawyer. He's a good fundraiser for the president, for the Democrat Party. Other than that, do we know anything about him?
Not enough. I mean, he's been in the Department of Defense for quite some time. He's focused on counterterrorism issues, which I think is a good thing. He participated in the planning stages on the raid, the compound for the hunt for bin Laden, which I think is a good experience. He has cybersecurity experience. Where he's lacking, I think, is, as you mentioned, he's like the president's lawyer. He's done fundraisers, which, you know, I don't think that qualifies you to be Secretary of Homeland Security. And, you know, in terms of the department itself, it's 22 agencies under one, you know, roof. And I think he completely lacks any management skill, which I think is incredibly important to pull that department together.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree, and it's going to be interesting going forward to see the confirmation process. I want to thank you, and I know you're a busy guy, and I appreciate the fact that you reached out to us, wanted to stop by. It's always good to see you. I hope that the barbershop opens up so that he was complaining. He's like, I got to get my hair cut.
It's been a month since I've got my hair cut. It's getting out of control.
And I understand they don't have towels in the gym, so I mean, it's been tough for you guys. I'm not going to give you any slack, Congressman.
What's with that Big Bird picture on the wall?
Speaking of that, in that picture is Michael Berry, who is coming up next. He'll be here at 8 o'clock. The Michael Berry Show, always when you want to listen to. He was with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was in town at King Street, speaking with the King Street Patriots last night. So it's nice. It's nice to have our lawmakers in town in Houston. Are you here? Is it just to visit me? Or
I have to fly back to D.C. today,
okay.
Unfortunately. I'd love to stay here. So, yeah.
Because
the weather's great here now.
We enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, it has cooled down
really
a little
nice.
bit. This is the time that you want to be in Houston.
Absolutely.
Texas Congressman Mike McCaul joining us here this morning. We certainly do appreciate it. Thank you for all that you do for us in Washington, D.C., and keep fighting the good fight.
Thanks, Matt.
I guess the most important message that we can give.